This is Matt with Mall Express Radio. I have with me Michael of the legendary Voivod. How are you today, man?
Hey, how are you, man?
Good, good. First question I have. The band's new EP, Ultraman, is out today. What can you tell fans about the band's brand new EP?
Well, it was last year during the Synchro Anarchy sessions that we were trying to think about a bonus track for the album, and Chewie came up with the idea of doing a version of Ultraman, and he speaks Japanese, so he was able to do the Japanese parts as well. And we're all excited because we were all, as kids, fans of Ultraman. It was translated in French, and so it was a big thing for the kids here in the province of Quebec. So we gave it a shot, and Chewie made the arrangement where in every episode there was a battle scene, and there was a very cool music during the battle scene, and so Chewie sort of included that bit of music in between the intro and the outro theme of the TV series, and so that's where the problem started, where the publishers saw it as a medley, and so anyhow we didn't get the rights on time, and for the Synchro Anarchy release, and so we thought about doing something for the Open Tour coming up in a few days, and in Europe. And finally got the rights to do the Ultraman medley, and we're trying to find a B-side for it. And I thought about the on the Synchro Anarchy album, we had a special release with a bonus disc. It was a 35th anniversary show that we played in northern Quebec, where we grew up, and it was actually 35 years. The first show we did with Voivod was in 1983, and we played the same spot 35 years later and recorded the show, but we had somehow lost the encore. So we released the show as a bonus for the Synchro Anarchy album, and we tracked down the encore for the B-side of Ultraman. So just to complete the whole thing, it's a live album called Return to Morgoth. So anyhow, we were able to gather some stuff to have an EP out for that crazy tour that's coming up with López.
And Sci-Fi has always played a heavy influence with the band, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, from the start. I mean, a mixture of sci-fi and Cold War era fear of nuclear devastation, you know.
And how was the recording process for the Ultraman EP?
Well, it was done again during the Synchro Anarchy sessions last summer. Summer of 2021, and the sessions were really intense because we had a strict deadline, and we ended up writing part of the album and lyrics in the studio because we were just sort of coming out of the pandemic, but. So anyhow, we were slowed down in the process a bit, and then all of a sudden we had to get into the studio and finish the whole thing, and so it was pretty intense. So the Ultraman track was recorded at the very end of it, where it was a bit more relaxed because it was a relief that we had done all the songs for the album on time. But yeah, great times at Radicart Studio, where we've been recording ever since the Post Society EP in 2016, I believe. So it's out of town, it's not in Montreal, almost in the woods, and there are facilities there where we can sleep, so we can focus on the Voivod material. It's always great to go there.
In between releasing the full length at the beginning of the year, and now the Ultraman EP, how has it been just staying busy this year with the band?
Oh, thankfully this year we started touring internationally again. So we toured in USA, Europe, Mexico, and we were afraid people wouldn't show up, but it's quite the opposite, where people are really hungry for music, live music. So yeah, it's exciting. We're preparing a very big year next year for the 40th anniversary of Voivod as well, with a movie by Felipe Benalcazar who did Death by Metal, and also a book by Jeff Wagner. We're working on some sort of greatest hits, and also a lot of touring being planned right now.
Now, when you're saying you have a long touring plan, is this going to be around the world, or do you have something big planned for North America or your homeland in Canada?
Oh yes, we have. We're trying to plan something right now in the spring across North America. It will really cover the whole Canadian and American provinces and states, and a pretty extensive tour. We want to do the whole thing.
What are your expectations on the band's upcoming tour with López?
Well, we're gonna be playing superb venues and very legendary ones in London, Paris, and so on. So that's exciting. Also, touring with a prog metal band is always good for us, and they're very popular. So yeah, we're pretty excited about it. We also, of course, we had a day off and we booked a show on our own in Hamburg. And that's exciting because it's at a club where the Beatles started in Hamburg, and so it's pretty legendary. And so we're excited about that. And after the open tour, we are going to Greece, Turkey, Italy on our own. It's coming really quick in a few days, and so right now we are on the last stretch of preparing for departure to Europe, and we had our last rehearsal a couple of days ago, and we're ready.
What have been some of your favorite albums of 2022?
That's a good one. Probably. I'm trying to remember the title of the last Napalm Death album. I thought was really amazing. I had it somewhere because they came in town, and these guys are like brothers. And whenever we tour with them, we share the bus and everything. I was handed the new one. Anyhow, the new Napalm Death album. I think it's a great album. Pretty sure it came out this year.
Is there anything that we haven't gone over that you'd like to throw in?
I found my Napalm Death CD. It's called Resentment is Always Seismic. I think it's great. Well, starting next year, we are preparing our 40th anniversary. And I just want to thank the people we call the Iron Gang for being so supportive over these 4 decades. We can't wait to meet everybody again at the merch booth.
Out of 15 full-length albums from the band, what is one that you would suggest to a new fan, and why?
I would definitely suggest the album Synchro Anarchy, because it has ingredients of all the eras, plus a new twist for the future of Voivod, which is some sort of fusion metal thing. And so I will definitely recommend the latest LP.
And my last question I have for you, with 40 years being in the band, what has really just been the key to the band's longevity?
That's a good question. Whenever we play festivals around the globe, and we share stages with people we toured with in the 80s, like Creator, Destruction, Testament, Exodus, and so on. Sometimes I have a chat with these guys, and we wonder how come thrash metal is still relevant, and more than ever, it's really popular. We came to the conclusion eventually that we spoke about the destruction of this planet a lot in the 80s, and it's really back into the headlines with the nuclear war possibilities and all that. And I think I think because of that, it's still relevant today. And I think that also perseverance is the key. If anything, Voivod will be remembered as an example of perseverance.
That's about all the questions I got for you. It's been great talking to you. Really excited to check out the Ultraman EP. I think it's a really unique thing you guys have done.
Thank you very much for having me. I think the Ultraman fits right into the sci-fi concept of Voivod, so it's a good match.